So the next track on the album is called See Love, and it reflects the love and unity between my parents and community. It inspired by the records they played in an emotional environment that nurtured my creativity. So my pops and my mom remind me of Billy D. Williams and Dinah Ross in Mahogany. And that's like a 1975 film. I got a clip here, and just their chemistry alone, just me watching them when I was a kid and how they interact with each other when they play music. It's just like the chemistry in the film. It's like a movie when I watch them. It's like the love for each other and the way they interact with each other is just like Billy D. Williams and Dinah Ross. My pops also had big hair like Billy D. Williams with a mustache like him too. So he had that swag, that Billy D swag in the 90s. My mom had that innocent like Dinah Ross, you know. She still had that innocence today. And just that chemistry and that interaction, it just reminded me of these characters. And I saw this love growing up as a young boy in North Omaha, Nebraska, off of 30th and Corby. And just watching the interaction and how they just look at each other, the chemistry, it's just like Mahogany with my parents. So, and the records they played, Computer Love by Zapp, and this was recorded in 1985. It was a hit in 1986, and it made the Billboard charts and charted at number 8. And I took this is the same record, you know, they played in the house. It's the same record I heard on 30th and Corby, like up and down the strip. People would be bumping this. My neighbors would play it. It was just a popular song back in the 90s. So I was inspired taking this moment and thinking about the records that was played, the love that I was seeing as a kid, and the love I was seeing in the community off this record inspired me to flip this record. So what I ended up doing, I changed the lingo on this and said compute their love. Instead of saying computer love, compute their love. Treat them right, compute their love. And what I mean by that, when you see somebody show love, you processing the love, you taking that in. So therefore you know how to love and show love. So you process that and take it, you know, wherever you want to take it and show love to somebody else. So that's what compute their love come from. So I just flipped the record, changed the language up. So it sounds like I'm saying computer love. I'm saying compute their love. And I basically used a vocoder on the motif. This motif got a built-in vocoder in it. It's a 2007 board. So it has a vocoder and it has a lot of other effects in it. But that's what I inspired to use on this record was the vocoder, and I used it on the MPC Key 61. And also, let me just give y'all a little glimpse too, man. Like, y'all remember, like, in the 90s, it's like everybody just wanted to have a good time, man. It wasn't, like, really crazy, like early 90s, right? I'm talking like 1990. It wasn't, like, really crazy. Everybody just wanted to have fun. Everybody danced. Everybody went to house parties. Everybody had these birthday parties. They had all these gatherings. That's what I experienced growing up. I can't speak for everybody generally, but in my community, we gathered, we showed love, we protected each other. We was a tight-knit community and unified. And let me show you something real quick. So it's like, even the movie House Party came out in the 1990s, right? So even within the house parties, you know what I'm saying? you had people, you know, back in the day be at house parties looking like this with the jerry curls, bro, with the button-up shirts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just different in the 90s, man. 90s was just a whole different world, like, and how people dressed the way they felt. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had the bright colors. You could tell they felt good about themselves. You could tell they was having a good day. You know what I'm saying? The cross colors, like, the energy was like never before. Like I never seen this energy in other eras. You know what I'm saying? And House Party, it's just like these movies, these films is like a part of the culture that inspired us and made us, made us who we are today. Like just the culture alone. Let me get another clip. Like, I remember house parties going to Joseph's house, right down the street from Corby, and just the chemistry in the parties, man. Just everybody was having fun, bro. We was young, carefree. You know what I'm saying? And drama free. Dance offs. But yeah, like look how cats now. The way they was dressing, that's how a lot of older people older than me dress. Like they kind of wear those silk T-shirts and stuff like that. Early '90s, I used to watch teenagers dress like that. Older than me, they wear the silk T-shirts. But I used to like how people dressed back in those days when I was young, like older than me, because they dressed real fly, like in the natural look. You know what I'm saying? It was fun, bro. It was all about having fun. The high top fades. My brother cut my hair. Cat cut my hair with the high top fades, and yeah, man. Yeah, this is like you had to live it to know it, man. I mean, you can watch it on film and laugh at it, you know what I'm saying? But it was really like that. It was fun, bro. It was energy. It's all about having fun, having a good time. In my community, you know what I'm saying? And these films kind of symbolize that, what it was like, living on 30th and Corby and going to Joseph's house for house parties and enjoying the people in our community. We just had fun. We focused on fun, and we always had it, and we was unified, and we looked out for each other, and trying to just think about the 90s, like how cats was dressing. It was like, look at the expression. You had cats wearing their clothes backwards from crisscross. The women just, looked good, bro. Boots with jean shorts. The flannels. Like, the culture, man, was nothing like the 90s, man. Nothing like the 90s. Like, I haven't seen nothing like the 90s, bro. And all this is just coming back. People repeating the baggy pants. The baggy pants that cover your shoes up. All 90s. The overalls. People wear the one strap. All the culture, bro. That's how we used to rock it back in the 90s. So, let me get on with this real quick. Okay, so I just wanted to also show that even in the 90s, that love and that unity was in that community. It's still in the community. You know what I'm saying? And I just kind of want to shine a light on some things. Staying on 30th and Corby. Down the street from there is the Malcolm X Foundation, where Malcolm X was from, where he lived, where his house was at. And these are the same people, and these are people in the community that are showing that same love to this day, you know what I mean? And pushing the community forward and making the community a better environment for the youth. And I just want to recognize these people. This is active people in the community, and they most definitely doing what they supposed to do and playing their part and their role in the community. And you can most definitely go to the Malcolm X Foundation.org, and you can pay homage, and you can get involved, or you can donate to the Malcolm X Foundation. If anybody want to get involved, the donate button right there. And I just had to plug that. And at the same time, I had to recognize Marcy Yates in the Culture House. Dude is a hip hop artist. He's doing well in the community. He's doing for the community, stand-up guy. And also embracing the culture of hip hop and representing it well. So y'all make sure y'all check out the Culture House and support him, man, and tap into what he's doing. And anybody want to network and whatever, and y'all want to give to his organization, there's a donate button right there too, right here. So get involved and donate. And I have to plug myself, because this is my same community. This is 30th. It's up the street from where I grew up at on 30th and Corby. And these are some pictures I took and just showing you that what I'm saying about the community is real and how the unity is there. And people are stand up. They stand up people for their community and they're willing to do better for their community. One bad apple don't spoil the whole bunch. Let me go back this way. Yeah, so this is 30th right here. And if I zoom in, where this house is at right here is where Corby's at. And this is what we call the strip, all the way down 30th, going up Ames. But yeah, this is just to show you that North Omaha community is real and the people is real and they all about making their community a better place for the youth and for themselves as well. Yep, this is all 30th. And this is in 2013. This is not in the 90s. You know, all this is like 2013. I took these pictures. And this is to show you that the community is active and people being active in the community and still showing that love. And sometimes it's like people take a bad situation and try to overcloud the good that goes on in North Omaha. And it's a whole lot of good. And people like to focus on the bad and put politics to it. But it's a lot of good going in the community. It's a lot of stand-up people. And it's a lot of positive people doing positive things in the community. And I just want to make that clear. So I'm going to get back to the breakdown of the track. This to show y'all that the inspiration behind the track, where people showing love, people in the community doing for the community, still showing love in the community, still building the community. And I want to make this clear that just because people are not actively in the community don't mean they don't get other things going. And people just got to be mindful that you got to give people space and time to get back active in the community if they haven't been active. Because I've been mindful of how some people want to put pressure on people and say, man, I ain't seen this dude, he ain't doing enough. But you got to be mindful of what people got going on in their life. And I had to be mindful too, because I expect people to be doing more, but you don't know what's going on in people's lives. So you got to know to really have grace on people, you know what I mean? And show some grace that everybody's going through some type of situation. So don't always try to put people and assign people to what you think they should do. You should be understanding what their situation is more. When people are going through something in a community, their situation don't reflect everybody. Like, people have bad days. People have things going on to where they're having mental health issues. Just because a person has a mental health issue don't mean everybody in the community got a mental health issue. And just because a person have a bad day or somebody's got to show the hate because they don't have love in them, that don't mean they got to turn you and make you hateful. You know, it's just be mindful that people have internal issues, but it don't reflect the whole community, and it shouldn't have to reflect who you are and what you are as far as showing love to your community and building with your community, because there's always going to be somebody dealing with something. But that mean just because they got issues and they want to make the issue your issue, that mean you got to follow suit with that. Just stick to your goals, stick to your purpose, and keep it moving. You know, don't let one bad situation reflect the whole community as though the whole community's like that, because it's not. People are individuals. Here's a breakdown of See Love. What I used for this track was the Motif XS6 and a Kai MPC Key 61. And I used the vocoder to play the hook of See Love. So I'm just going to demonstrate. Computer love, computer love, computer love. And that's how I sung into it and gave it that element. And I'm gonna solo out the track by track so we can track it out and you can hear it. So this is a simple drum pattern. And just Just something simple. Right. And I add some hats to it. And we're gonna go to the other track. This help this helped give it a transition because when I took it take that out real quick. So when I go from here, so you see all that background, like taking other elements out gives that room to breathe. So when I transition from to this, so if I would have kept everything from what you just heard from the other transition, everything you just heard from the other transition, if I would have kept that with this, it would have been too cluttered. So I had to bring a separation to give it a transition to keep the listener want to keep on listening. So I had to take out the elements of this right here. That help gives it a different transition and keep the listener want to listen to see what's gonna happen next. So and the bass line kind of just it kind of hogged the scene of the track, which I wanted it to because I wanted to give something hard but smooth and hard. Because we talking about '90s culture, right? And we talking about North Omaha, and there's nothing soft about North Omaha. So I had to bring something in the '90s that represented the culture and the environment. Like you talking about like School of Hard Knocks, right? Like you got to have heart, and at the same time you can be smooth as well. And that's what I wanted to interpret into the environment. Like it's a lot of people who have heart, but they don't mean they soft. And I think a lot of people misinterpret that. They think because somebody got love in their heart or they showing love that they soft. And that's a misrepresentation of people in North Omaha. Just because people show you love don't mean they soft. You know, I just want to make that clear. They just as hard as anybody you know. So don't misinterpret because somebody's showing love that they're soft. They're balanced, what I call that. Somebody who's only showing hate, they're imbalanced. So I just want to make that clear. So I had to put that hard with something smooth to represent the culture. And you see the keys, it was simple. These are simple melodies. Simple. Simple. It's just something simple, like, but catchy. And that was the whole idea. It's like, we talking 90s era, right? And we talking about the frequency and energy that I witnessed and I experienced. And it's like, I just didn't see my mom and pop show love. I seen the whole community show love. But everybody had their own way of interpreting how they show love, though, you know? So it wasn't just about like a relationship with a male and a female. It is how people looked out for each other. You know what I'm saying? People had the strength, strong, not soft, but bold. strong people, you know what I'm saying? Strong community. And they showed love. They had the opportunity to show hate if they wanted to, but it was not involved. That was not triggered in the community. Nobody triggering people to hate, but it was triggering people to show love, and the love was there. And just because the behavior of how people treated each other, the love was there. So everybody respected everybody. Low Brooks, Pusky, James, you know what I'm saying, Scott, like everybody from those areas, that nobody was soft, man. You know what I'm saying? But we showed love and respect for each other. So I wanted to interpret that energy on that corner, on that block. Even the code stayed up the street, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, for sure, everybody was solid people, man. It was no softies. It was good quality, thorough people. And I just wanted to interpret that energy into this track. And the bass helped me do that. So I'm gonna go into the next, I'm gonna solo that out. Let's undo that. There we go. And this is what carried the back end of the track, cause it's the drifting with the melodic feel which carried the track. Yes. Hold on, let me take this down real quick. It's just that simple, and that carried through the track and gave something totally different, which kept this track pushing forward. And there, the vocoder again. And that's pretty much what made the track See Love. And I just wanted to again represent the culture, the moments, the memories, the 90s with all those elements. All right, family. Salute.